Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Happiness Journey with Dr. Dan podcast, where every journey is worth living. My name is Dr. Dan, and I'm your host for today's episode. I'm a bilingual neurolinguistic programming and cognitive behavior psychotherapist specializing in anger management issues, both court appointed and private, marriage counseling using the EFT method, dissociative disorders, narcissistic personality disorders, depression, anxiety, dream analysis, and also provide life, business, and retirement coaching support. I provide individual one-on-one session in both French or English, and also do group settings. If you need any assistance, reach out to DMV Therapy and Coaching Services at 301-325-1550, and our website can be found at lifecoachdanamzalike.com. Today, I'm very excited to have for our last and 10th episode of season 18, a very special guest, an executive coach, Raido Kivikangur. I know it's pretty tough to spell. And just like every of my past episode, I will leave it up to the guests to properly introduce themselves, as no one can do a better job. Raido, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dan. And I'm honored to be here.
Pleasure. So just tell us a little bit more about your life, because this is the purpose of the happiness journey, is for people to come in, the guests especially, and to share about their biggest challenges, what happened or what they've done to be able to overcome those challenges and come out as a success.
Yes, and where to start? Maybe I start with where I'm from. I'm from Estonia. It's a small country near to Finland, near to Sweden. Hopefully you know. And I was actually born many years ago already. But where did my story start? Actually, my story started at the same time, approximately, when Estonia actually won the war, let's say, and we had just regained our freedom, let's say,
Independence. Yeah.
and yeah, and actually that's the time when I was born, and of course, let's say a young country as we were back then, the economy was tough, I would say. At least it was for us, and where it all started, I think my conscience life started when I was around 4 or 5, and actually that's also the time when my father left the family. There was my mother, me, I was 4, and my sister was 1. So to even make this recession even bigger than we just had the mother, and yeah, he left us many bills to pay, unfortunately. So that was tough times, because my mother had to work constantly just to put some food on our table, and I remember she was quite, let's say, worried or anxious the whole time. I was a kid, but I remember that there was something that she was constantly worried about. And yeah, I think that was actually, it wasn't a year, it wasn't 5 years, it was actually considerable amount of time from my childhood when we were struggling financially. And this it affects the human relationships as well. Although we love each other, we still do. It just creates some kind of tension around the home as well. So and of course, when I was growing up, I had two sides. One of them was angry of my father. Why did he leave? And what did you left us with? So, and the other side was that I was seeing my friends were having fathers, and they were supporting them, and I was the only guy in my family who had to deal with bullies because I had no father, so I had to be the guy who will stand up for them. So at that time, I remember that I felt lonely many years. I would say I had friends, but it's not the same. And then, of course, the dream, or the dream, what was there then, if I get the job, if I get a bit older, if I'm able to get a job, then it's all good. That was the ideal that time. And I started having summer jobs when I was around 11 or 12, something like this. And then actually one moment I just want to share with you is that I remember that I was in the kitchen, and there was one Snickers on the table. And since there was this constant thoughts, what will be our next meal, then I also remember that I saw that one Snickers, and I lied to my sister, and I said that I have already ate mine. This is for you.
Wow.
And yeah, she ate it, and actually there was only one Snickers. I didn't got it, so that was actually one of the, let's say, one of the moments in my life that I remember extremely clearly. It was like yesterday. And that's actually the time, or the moment when I told myself that I will have plenty in my life. I don't know what do I need to do or when, but I said that no kid or nobody should live in this moment where I was back then. I was around 7 or 8, if I remember it correctly. So yeah, that's one of the clear promises and very strong promises what I gave myself at that time. So yeah.
Did you feel, I mean, the how you were thinking about, okay, I'm going to get plenty of those, but how it's going to happen is what our listeners like to hear. So what did you say to yourself? Okay, what are the steps that you need to take from this point forward, Raido, to be able to reach that goal or reach that thought that you've given yourself?
Yes, as I was 7 or 8, then I didn't know any strategies. I had no knowledge, and I think the very first step was, or still is, I would say, the most important one is that there was a firm promise to myself that I will have this, and of course the knowing that I deserve it. I would say the self-belief is the one of the things that has pulled me through or guided me through everything what I have encountered. So I would say the self-belief that I will have this, I will do this no matter what. So I think this is the very foundation of every journey, because if you don't have this, all the tools or the people who are willing to help you, it's not that powerful, I would say.
Agreed, definitely. So, okay, so we're talking about that mindset that you have to kind of like know the path that you need to take, Rado, to be able to accomplish your goals. Now, a lot of people have that difficulty because they have those limiting beliefs about themselves, that it's too hard, or I'm not smart enough, or I'm not qualified enough, or I'm not skilled enough, and so on and so forth. Now, this happened when you're 7 or 8 years old. Obviously, at that age, your brain is not trained yet to understand the laws of the universe. So what kind of knowledge did you acquire to be able to start putting everything from theory into practice?
I think I also am completely familiar with all the limiting beliefs, the I'm not good enough thinking, and so on. And actually, what I did is that I told myself that I need to get my hands dirty, so to say. I need to start somewhere, and then of course I was having thoughts like, I'm from a poor family. I don't even have a bicycle. I don't have a decent clothing, maybe. And these thoughts were in my head. But what I actually told myself every day is that I still believe it, is that I like to see people, let's say, without everything artificial around them, even the clothes, even the cars, the money, and I will build myself as a person. as maybe even as a soul, and I will develop myself. I will invest everything into me, and it doesn't matter what clothes I wear. Do I have the newest phone or the laptop or everything else that? And I think as I didn't know any tools again, and if you invest into yourself, it doesn't matter if you read the books or just having meaningful discussions with your friends or watching something, then someday, sometime in the future, you will need this knowledge, you will need this tool, and it will come inside of you. And as the saying goes, is that when you learn something, it's theoretical, it's knowledge, but when it goes into you and in one moment it comes out, then it's wisdom.
Yes.
And that's something that you're able to use, and whoa, where did I know this?
Definitely. This process, how long did it take you, Raido, to really put everything from I'm going to get my hands dirty to getting to where you are today? I mean, because people sometimes, the listeners, they like to know what is the timing that I should expect. Now, I know that your story is your story. It's not going to be consistent with everyone other situation or scenario that they live in. But overall, what are the systemic step that you took on a day-to-day basis to be able to achieve what you've achieved today?
I think in my case, it took a lot longer than I actually hoped or thought or wished. But I think it's also the thing that when I started, I wasn't able to notice. I was so hungry that I need to do this, I need to have it. But what I actually did is I'm a goal guy. I like to know what do I want, why do I want it, and of course when I set some goals, they were changing constantly. I was, oh, that's actually what I want. And I think it's all part of the process. If we start some journeys, we do not need to know actually what's the end result. We need to think about it. We need to start activating the brain to
Yes.
think towards it.
Yes.
And I would, yeah, that's what I would say, that make plans, think about the end goal, but I'm more than sure enough that if you arrive somewhere, it's completely different. So I think the good question, actually, what I love is that when I do something, I ask myself, why do I do it? Because it helps not to be so automatic, because we have lots of information and they're pulling us somewhere all the time. So, and it's good to have this conscience question that why do I do it? What do I expect? What is the result? Do I even like the result? So I think that's one of the questions that actually has helped me a lot, because when somebody asks me, "Go, do you come there?" I think about it, and our time is quite limited, so it's a good way to know, is it really for me?
I see. But do you feel that also, Raido, for people not to set their goals or set their mind on the destination and really be more open to the journey itself and be flexible to the changes of the outcome that they what originally anticipated, which is, as you said, sometimes the end result is never the thing that you actually originally anticipated. It's going to change time. But then at the same time, if people are looking for achievements and looking for the end destination about where they're headed, because they have to know, okay, I'm not going to go blindly. I have to know what should be the end result. So at the same time, if they are aiming this specific goal, but this goal has changed its theme, then what should they be doing? Should they be disappointed? Should they be happy? Should they be neutral? What happens when the outcome change completely?
I think the good visual, what I think in these situations is that, let's say that I'm somewhere on the ground and I see a hilltop, that's my goal. I want to be on the top of that hilltop, and based where I am, that's a good goal. And when I start climbing on that hilltop, maybe I'm even not on the very top. I'm somewhere on the top,
In the middle, yes.
on my way to stop, and then I see, whoa, there's an even bigger mountain there, or something that I truly love, which I was not able to see where I was on the ground. So I think that yes, if we're on the ground, head your way to the hilltop. It's completely okay when you're on your way to the hilltop. You have a new perspective already because you have walked some distance already, and I would say that we should even welcome the new perspective because we're in a new position and we're able to see things that we weren't able to see before. So we have already developed, we have already achieved something, if that makes sense.
So, but then based on human nature, Raido, people have the tendency to go way over what they can personally achieve. Because for them, they just say, no, I'm capable of doing this, I'm capable of doing that. And when they do not reach that level, they get super disappointed and depressed because they didn't get to that point. So what could you recommend to the listeners about just to be happy with what the action that you took versus the end result? Because again, there's an expression, I'm not sure if I get it right, aim for the star or aim for the moon, but be happy to reach the stars. So
yeah, it's a good
does it work the same when it comes to goals achievements?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and I love the quote. That's that's a good one. I think I feel you because for a long time I was that person. I wanted the results, and let's say that there are no excuses if I don't get the results. If I don't get them, I'm disappointed, sad, and I will even be angry or disappointed. But what I have learned is, of course, through through pain and misery, as always. But I at one point I actually reached to this state that where I was, as I wrote, I was the top executive. I had over 2 billion of budget and the team and so on. But let's say that I didn't feel happy.
Okay.
I was on the mountain. I could say that at least in my terms, but I was moving. Yeah, I was moving so fastly because I was not able to see the life around me.
Okay.
And that actually, yeah, took the happiness away from it. There were budget meetings. There were some responsible and other things, and eventually, when I just put it aside me, I said, "That's it. I will not do it anymore." And I took 6 months of vacation. Actually,
wow. Okay.
I was complete to burnout.
Yes.
And when as I was coming out of there, I realized I'm able to hear the music again. I can see the sunset or the sunrise, because when we are constantly aiming the goals, it's a good thing. But if we forget the people around us, the nature or everything around us, the goal ain't actually, there is no point, because I want to remember how did I was walking to that mountain. I want to remember the people I met, the little situations I had, the lunches I ate. So yeah, I was actually the guy who had to go through this myself, because I didn't realize it. I thought that the goals are the thing. If I achieve goals, I will have bigger goals, and I have more bigger goals. But yeah, there is a lot of colors between goals as well.
I see. But does it go the same, Raido, if let's say someone is aiming to be able to buy a new Lamborghini and he's working his butt off, he's working nonstop, and then he achieved the point of buying the Lamborghini, thinking that it will make him happy or her happy. And then when they buy it, yeah, the first week you have all this excitement, all this happiness, but then it basically subsides. And then it just becomes a vehicle to take you from point A to point B very quickly, but still a vehicle on wheels. So do you think this is the same where you were aiming in a certain goals in your life, professional goals, and then after that, when you realize what was the end result of working 24/7 and having a burnout, you no longer felt that this what was you were looking for?
Yeah, that's exactly the thing, because that if you're in a Lamborghini or in some other cars, traffic jam is for everyone.
Yes.
Everyone will sit there, and yes, if you're able to sign the papers that that's going to be your fancy new name, your paycheck will be bigger. You feel, oh, that's something. But you said it very correctly, that a week goes by or the month goes by, you are already forgotten it. You're again working, you're again late to your home and so on. So yeah, I think that acknowledging that fact that working 24/7 for 10 years to get the promotion, is
Yeah,
it worth it?
that's a
To
good
get
point. Yes.
yeah, to feel good one day or 1 week.
Yes. And there's actually an interesting metaphor, Raido. I think you're going to appreciate that. You could use it if you want. When you see someone driving an exotic car, and let's say a Lamborghini or Ferrari or Tesla, whatever it is, and they try to impress people they don't like or they don't know. But what's happening in the car is like the Flintstone. You see them pedaling with their feet, and they work their butt off to be able to afford this car without really enjoying it, because it just takes them from point A to work and from work back home. And then they never really take the time to really enjoy it because they work their butt off to be able to pay this car or to pay the mansion or to pay whatever else. So I guess behind it, when you see someone in a car like that, you have to ask yourself the question, how much of that car are they enjoying?
Yeah, that's a very good idea, and it illustrates exactly how it is. Is it the car? Is it the house? Is it some other thing? And if someone considers it like this, I think